There's the Page of Pentacles. Remember how we said that that was working hard to get good at something? Dan's not doing that. It's upside down. Dan's gonna try to pretend that his homework is good. Those fucking elves. Always moving my shit. Tied up with a shoelace so it can't start any mayhem at night. So you just get them all spread out. Try to just like push the different layers together. I'm not sure what you're gonna do, but the deck seems to firmly believe that this is not gonna work out in your favor. Would you like to ask another question? Don't be yourself. Be cool. Alright, so we decided we were gonna ask the spirits some questions using our tarot deck. And since I'm the one with the skills to read the cards, we decided it was fair that Dan come up with the questions.
Okay. Dear Mr. Tarot Deck, I have a project coming up, and I'm supposed to write a proposal, but that was due on Friday, and today is Saturday. Do you think my professor will mind? Or do you think he'll just be like, oh, it's no big deal?
Alright, how many cards should we use? Like 3?
3? It's a simple question.
Yeah. They're just super crisp when you lay them down. It's like my favorite deck right now. It likes to cause a bit of trouble, tied up with a shoelace so it can't start any mayhem at night. Those fucking elves. Always moving my shit. It's cool though. I'm calm.
Cool and collected.
Yeah. I don't mind the elves. I just get frustrated sometimes. But it's good that they're around. It means the earth is healthy here. So, we've got some different cards. This first card is the 7 of Cups. Sorry, I had to look. It was upside down. And, you know, it represents just like expressing yourself and just having a wealth of like creativity inside yourself, but it's upside down, so your proposal's gonna suck. Part 2, the second card, is the 6 of Cups. We have a trend of cups that's pretty interesting. I'll show it to you. Show both of them to you. So, as I was saying, the 6 of Cups represents just like pretending to be something that you're not in a lot of ways. And it was right side up, so that's affirmative on that. Dan's gonna try to pretend that his homework is good. There's the Page of Pentacles. Remember how we said that that was working hard to get good at something? Dan's not doing that. It's upside down. So I think there's a pretty definitive answer here for Dan. How do you feel about that?
I feel like that's very valid. I don't think that's at all wrong. I think that's a very fair assumption, you know?
Yeah, so let's pull one more card just to see what the reaction of the prof will be. A yes or no on accepting the assignment. So let's just say that if it's an even number card, it's going to be a yes. And if it's an odd number card, it's going to be a no. So the number you got is 1.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's odd.
Mm-hmm.
That would be a no. I'm not sure what you're going to do, but the deck seems to firmly believe that this is not going to work out in your favor. Would you like to ask another question?
Oh, sure. Let's ask the deck another question.
Alright. First I have to shuffle, Dan. You have to wait.
Alright.
So, as I said, there's multiple ways to shuffle your deck. You can also just do it like full children's memory style, where you just, just put it on the table, mix them around. I'm not sure how good this is at actually mixing your cards, but it's worth a shot. So you just get them all spread out. Try to just like push the different layers together as much as you can. And then you pick it up like this. That kind of puts a few of them in line, but you still get two different directions. So you also have to turn it like this. Sometimes you have to go back for seconds. You can't get them all in the first try. That's okay. That's life, you know? Sometimes it takes 2 tries. So, I think we're ready for your second question now.
What was I gonna ask? I had one, and then I lost it.
Why don't you ask the tarot cards what your question was gonna be?
No. I feel like they would be angered by that.
They might.
Let's ask the tarot cards what they think about my my recent acquisition of a new name.
What's the name?
Photo Fresh. What do they think of that? Do they think it's a valid name?
So, it's interesting. All the cards are facing upside down. Usually that means no. But we can try to interpret each individual card if you want.
Let's do it.
Alright. So, the King of Cups represents generosity, partying, you know.
Uh-huh.
And I think that relates to your name because it is a frat name,
Uh-huh.
you know. And the Knight of Swords is about adventures, and like when you're drunk enough, anything can be an adventure.
Yeah.
And then there's death. I don't know what that means.
So it's like life.
I guess. And then there's the Knight of Cups, which is about something I can't recall right now. But if you just look at it, it's got a mermaid on it.
Hmm.
A merman.
A mermaid.
And
That's relevant.
he's holding a cup, so like, do we know what's in the cup? He's probably getting crunk. So that's the ideal. So I think that this house name, it'll just bring you a lot of alcohol somehow.
Interesting.
I'm happy for you.
What's another good question that digs at the deep soul of who I am? That maybe my little YouTube family would enjoy. What is something? Do they prefer? Let's ask them what the cards. If they prefer like me being me as opposed to me, sort of putting up a more soft front than I usually do. You know.
And what do you mean?
Like in my videos, I'm more. You know, I'm more. You know, that's not how I am.
Isn't it?
It's not how I am all the time, you know.
Okay.
What does it think of that? Like, is that deceptive or is that? I don't know.
Secrets. Alright. So let's keep going. Let's see what these cards have in store for us. So, you know, looking at these cards, your question was about whether it's better to put up a front, you know?
Well, you know, just for the betterment of ASMR, to be more gentle than it is to be like sort of myself where I'm not as gentle.
Alright. Well, this first card is the Star. And it represents creativity and like being yourself and unique and stuff. But it's upside down to me. So like maybe it means that you shouldn't be yourself. Don't be yourself. Be cool.
Be cool. Just refuse.
Then there's the 6 of Pentacles, which is about selling out.
It's insane
like,
to sell out.
Yeah, it's like, see? It's just like,
Yeah,
see this guy? He's getting money. He's selling out.
But, like, is that the way to go, to sell out?
Well, I don't know, maybe.
It's telling me to.
Maybe. It's just encouraging you. Maybe it's the right side-up card, you know? Then you've got the 2 of Cups, which is about relationships. And it might symbolize the duality in your personality between, like, when you're on the internet and when you're not on the internet. But it also might indicate that through your ASMR channel, you'll get bitches. There's no way of knowing.
I don't know. I don't know. Fucking bitches. What is this one right here?
That's the Hermit. He lives in a cave. He knows too much. He's seen all the things. He's not that great at parties either. Maybe that's your fate.
To become
The Hermit.
a selling out, and then eventually becoming a shut-in because I sold out, and people expect me to be a certain way, but I'm not.
Maybe.
And but it's saying that but it's saying to sell
do
out.
That.
to go forthright and sell out.
Yeah.
So I guess that means that soon enough I need to
Maybe it's just telling you what'll happen if you do sell out, you know? Like, if you sell out.
oh, if I sell out, then I won't enjoy it. And then the relationships will get upside down.
Maybe. That would make sense.
Yeah, because, like, I don't know, there's a lot of people that I enjoy talking to on my channel and shit.
That's good.
Hey, man. Don't judge me.
I'm not judging you. I'm just making an appraisal. Alright, looks like we're getting a lot of strong women in this reading. Right? We've got the 7 of Pentacles. She's a witch. She does hood rat stuff. She pokes this tree's bark with her little needle.
Can you lift it up? Perfect. Yeah.
And there's a bunch of coins growing from that tree. I wish I had a tree that grew gold coins. I'd never leave. Then there's the Queen of Pentacles. You know, she's a strong woman too. She believes in providing for the poor, you know, taking what you've earned and giving back to the community. But she's also, like, very much a hoarder and stuff. She can't help herself. And I think it's probably because she used to be poor. And, like, now she has to, like,
Reconcile.
save things. Yeah. Then there's this guy, you know, this is the 4 of Pentacles, and he's just a stingy dude trying to hoard the monies, you know? But you can see that, like, Death's titties are close behind him, and, you know, when he dies, he can't take that money to the grave. So that's an interesting reading. It's just all about finances and stuff. The different ways people can deal with money.
Oh, it's that YouTube ad revenue. So I'm rolling in it, boys.
Rolling.
I made like $4. Why don't you ask something from the deck, Lauren?
Alright. Let's see. Alright. Am I going to graduate from college? Interesting. So, this first card says that something is being wasted. It's the 4 of cups. If you ask my mom, she'd say it's my potential. And, you know, it's just like, you see this guy, he's got his cup and he's just throwing it over the balcony, wasting it, being wasteful. I don't know how that pertains to me. And then this guy is the Page of Pentacles, and he's just like a super hard worker. And he's mastering his skill, so I hope that means that I'm gonna master a skill and be able to turn it into revenue. You know, that'd be cool. Master being a student, getting good grades maybe. There's the Hierophant. He's pretty cool. He's got some crab claws. He's like him from Powerpuff Girls. That guy knew what was up. Always looked great. I just like...
That voice,
you can't beat that fashion sense.
That voice, though.
But unlike him, the Hierophant is a good person, and he wants to help people cure their illnesses, but he can't cure his own illnesses. So I suppose that means that even if I do become a doctor, I'll always be broken inside, and nothing can change that. Then there's the 8 of Cups, and she's just being all like Drake, you know, when he's like not having something, you know, like, and then like, you know, she's just like, someone offered her something, but she didn't want it, you know. Maybe someone's gonna offer me something, and I'm not gonna want it, but you know, that happens all the time.
Maybe that's your education. You don't really want that. You kind of remember you said you wanted to be a writer.
I mean, yeah, but like, you don't make any money doing that, really, unless you get super famous.
But then what about that hard worker guy? And then the mastering of the skill.
Dan, you're saying sinful words to me. No. I'm gonna become a doctor and write erotica on the side. Come on, we talked about this.
Yeah, that's a valid point.
It's a valid path of life, I think.
We should ask the cards if trying to save the environment is something that I should do.
I don't think you should ask the cards that. I think you should just know that the answer is yes.
But you know what I mean, you know. With everything I'm studying.
How many cards do you want?
It's a big question. 5?
Well, so this card, we talked about it. It's about this witch, and she's just like practicing her craft, and it's been passed down for generations. And I feel like, you know, maybe like saving the environment is something that like has been passed down to you from like, you know, your predecessors who tried to save the environment. And like, it does matter a lot, you know. And might think about it that way. It's also like interesting to note that like this card is also about spirituality, and like native spirituality is pretty wrapped up in the environment, isn't it? Like maybe you should be more spiritual. Maybe that's what the card is telling you. Then there's the Magician, you know, and I feel like that represents you trying to study everything that you're studying. See how he has 4 hands and he's dipping one into a little glass that's you dabbling and stuff, you know? Mm-hmm. And like, the Magician like looks like he can do everything, but like there's a trick behind it. And like, you know, it is rational, even though it doesn't appear that way. So maybe that's telling you that you're like trying to do too many things. Or maybe it's telling you that you can do all the things and you just have to try to do it.
Actually put some work in.
Then there's the Knight of Pentacles. See this guy? He's like kind of earned his like place in the world and like kind of like is living off that now. And like he's not really trying to grow anymore. And like he's like just got money somehow and like is just holding on to it or like doing stuff with it that isn't necessarily like the best. And like if you look at him, he's got like his own little like smokestack and chimney and stuff. That's pretty interesting. Then we got this card. This card is the Six of Cups and it's upside down and it's about performing. So I think it means like stop performing and pretending, or don't perform and be something that you're not. Just be what your instinct tells you to do. And then there's the Two of Wands, which is about planting seeds for the future. And like, I mean, I think that explains itself, right? You know? So like, I think we've asked the cards a lot of questions. We should make them just a little sound offering quickly, you know, just so that they know we appreciate them. So you can just pull this around and like get these like more grinding sounds, or you can get the like more percussive tones. I'm using an incense stick because this is what I have, but I think it does draw out the sound really well because it's like firm, but it's not too hard so that the sound is aggressive to your ears. It's just soft and pleasant. There's supposed to be a mallet for this bowl, but we don't know where it is. It's missing. So we're just gonna make do. And you know, it's important as human beings to adapt to your surroundings. So that's what we're gonna try to do. Yeah, so that was pretty nice. You know, sometimes I like to listen to bell tones and take a nap. This one time I lived with my grandmother for a year or two, and there's a church in their little dinky German town, and you know, it like does the hour and the church bells, and that was like really cool. And it would just start and you'd know what time it was. So convenient. But also if you were taking a nap, like the bells would like really lull you off to sleep in a way that not many other sounds can. And hearing them in the middle of the night, if you wake up, is also just a reminder that everything's still going according to plan, at least in a larger sense. So yeah, I'm just gonna gather these cards up. I don't know what else to do now, Dan.
Me either. think we've done it.
Have we?
I think, yeah, that'll be a good one.
Alright, cool.
So, what we've learned tonight is to sell out and to be the most commercially viable character.
Do it.
Instead of being myself and being all randy.
Don't be yourself. Be cool.